Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tender. It's Tuesday, September 24. Welcome, everybody. If you're new here, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that Options Tender logo, and subscribe. We're going to go through just a little bit different today. SPY on multiple time frames, but then we're going to go around the horn on the daily time frame for QQQ, SMH, IWM, and VIX. Okay, so as we progress, SPY is breaking out, QQQ breaking out from its little consolidation area, and IWM is yet to. I do expect that to break out of its 4-day fall, its bullish flag, and to resume the upside and take leadership on that move. So let's jump into it, you guys. We're doing this about 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube member and as a supporter. And then if you want individual analysis, consider being the individual for, it might be $5. I'm not $3 or $5. But Patreon is more of I'm trying to get people from there over to YouTube if you're interested in those perks. Otherwise, not a big deal. I love that a couple of you are supporting on both and decided to let me know that it's their pleasure, which it mine as well, to give a little extra. So awesome. Well, we have GME setting off some alerts here. Clearly, I'm heavily in there, so we're looking for that to move. Maybe I'll give you a little sneak peek at that at the end, so stick around. All right, we have SPY on the monthly time frame. We have the 2000 top, 21 top, and we're forming the 24 top here. I don't know if this monthly candle is going to be a hangman or get some sort of doji rejecting off of this trend line. It's going to be very important. Either way, we're looking for a reversal at the end of September. And if we don't get a huge move, and by huge, it's relative, and I'll show you those in the lower time frames, then we have to move our targets out to those time and price relationships out to the beginning of October. So either way, we're looking for just a few weeks for a reversal to happen to hit our targets. We do have GDP and Powell on Thursday, so that could set things off to the upside pretty rapidly. We have Micron tomorrow, so we'll talk about SMH, so maybe that accelerates that. There's lots of things that could happen in between. We're talking about Boeing with the members, with the catalyst there. So all good stuff for that individual analysis if you're interested in that. Okay, so we have negative divergence on all time frames. So we're just going to go through here. We're not going to show them every single time. On the weekly, again, we're looking for I want to have this retracement here in the picture. So we're looking for this to be a retest of the channel top. We're looking about 580, and I'll show you why. So this weekly candle could make it up there. Maybe it's 2 weeks, and then we get a reversal candle in a second or third week. Okay, so going over to, first of all, our formation here, where we have Elliott waves, we have an ending diagonal. So each wave of 5 are made of 3 waves. ABC for 1, 2, 3, that's ABC for 3, 4, and then we formed our A. B is complete, and we're looking to complete C up here around 580. Now, looking at this 162% retracement, that's from this correction here. We have our first major retracement we exceeded was 127.2, traded around it, got above it, retested, and then went for the 162. We got a, see, that's what I'm talking about. We have all these little names like Rocket, GME, it's not to get sidetracked, but they're going to start moving with IWM taking leadership and breaking out of its flag. Okay, so after getting to the 162 retracement, The reason why I'm not using extension from this is we're not using the extension tool. We're using the retracement tool. Got to it, rejected again, and formed an ascending triangle. Now we're holding above. So as long as we're above the 562 retracement, you can't be bearish. I know once we get to higher prices, there goes rocket again. I know once we get to higher prices, we're going to be bearish because we're going to be up against resistance. And I'll show you on the lower time frame what kind of resistances those are. And remember, going to the monthly time frame with the same look, we're holding on to a monthly candle above it. But if we reject by the end of the month, which is ending this week of trade, if we have a wick underneath it, it's still on the monthly time frame, just like this. We got above it, but wicked below. That's a rejection off of that price. Okay, didn't really close above it here necessarily, kind of on it, getting above it. But if we reject, then that's a good symbol that we've got our top in. Let's go down to the daily. On the daily time frame, we had our bearish rising wedge, broke down from it. Actually had a throw over and then broke down from it. Had a 3-wave move, and we were looking for new highs at that point because that's corrective. Okay, back tested that wedge, broke down again, forming a trend line, and now we're just kind of gapping up and down here in a consolidation zone. And then we're looking for our targets up here. Okay, this goes out to 926 because we have some time and price there up until there, but we could easily draw that out to October 10th. All right, but this is still the same resistance area we're looking for. Now, where do I get that resistance? From this near-term correction that we had, this 3-wave move down, we had a retracement. There's the 100%. That's where all-time highs is, the former all-time high. And then our 127 retracement is the 580. So that's our target. I don't know. This is our just pointing the direction. I don't know if it's going to be here at the 926, 925, 928. This is a little window here. Or if it goes to this major window here, if price just continues to kind of grind, if tech does hold the market down and IWM races to the upside, they could just go slowly in lockstep to their targets. If it takes time, then we'll look out to this target here. But either way, our calls are mostly past this time frame anyway. Now there is another target. What if price gets above 127? It's got to hold on to it. It's got to get above, just like this right here. You see this former all-time high. We rejected off of it twice, gapped above it, and retested. Now it's holding above. So this is good for us. We get below 565 and something bearish is going on. Plus, we'd start losing our momentum indicator and things like that. So if we get to this target, 580, and hold on, gap above, get above, hold on to it, our next major target is 599. There are minor targets in between. So time price cluster here and even before here. So even if we get our rejections earlier, this could be a great move to the downside, perhaps, and we get a low into this time cluster. Those are things we have to think about. Okay, moving to the 65, and then we'll go back up to the daily for all the rest of our charts. Okay, so again, ascending triangle. Here's our top, retesting. It's a zone. I know it's going through it. And we're consolidating and grinding to the upside right now. Q's already made its new high. SPY is kind of being held down by IWM. But as soon as that breaks out, I think things will change. Here's our target time and price so far. Like I said, we can extend it out to possibly up to the 10th of October, but we're still looking for that 580. And here's what it looks like on the 65. So again, this could be our spot. You have the cluster here, time and price. We're at this one right now. And could we get our reversal from here? Absolutely. Do you have to be careful? Yes. I'm going to put my stop underneath here for my calls, my swings. But, above here is bullish for me. Getting into this cluster, do we get all the way up there yet? If not, maybe we get down to that lower line, like 2021 top, and then have a pullback, and then finally eke out a new high while Qs make a new low up to 580. That's possible too. We can reach up here, grind up here, not hit our 127 target, pull back a little bit, and again have another 3-day grind or so up around that 10, all the way up to 1010, possibly all the way here. Okay, any of those are possible. Now, in the meantime, while this is happening, that's what we're looking for. All of these meme stocks and all these individual names that have been beaten up to accelerate and to catch up, the catch-up trade, or a rotation, you could call it. Now let's jump over to the Qs and look on the daily time frame for the rest. Okay, so we had this bearish rising wedge, throw over. We're still in an uptrend. We're holding that wedge, and we're getting an A, B, C pattern. Now that is satisfied. We have a new high, and we eked out a new high again today. So these daily divergences are really building up here, and we're hitting our lower end of our target. I know it's a large space here, but that's because it's a 786 that we're at right now. So I think the Qs might have a hard time with this at the moment, and perhaps IWM can drag everybody up, while our end target and possibly closing the gap here would be this zone. Now this zone again can be stretched out to 1010, be stretched out to here depending on price action coming up with these catalysts. All right, let's go over to SMH. Now Micron is tomorrow, I believe, after the bell. So breaking out from its downtrend and just now eking out a new high again, just like the Qs. Now this one could have a double top right here. Maybe it ekes out just a new high just above there like Qs are right now. So I'm not saying it has to go all the way up here, but our next target, I think we will test these highs as the market grinds to the upside at 250. But then if we get above 250 and stay above, then we're looking at our next target being the 786 at the 265. So maybe Micron really gives a jump start to the semiconductors and moves it quickly up here faster. But that would drag the Qs with it, and maybe some of the big names in the Qs are actually down, but maybe Nvidia is the only thing that is holding the market up. You have to look around the horn. Maybe I'll do that for a member video around all the big tech names. And one, I'll give you a little clues. Tesla already hit its targets, my final targets. And so we're taking a little lotto position on there to the downside. And some of those could drag the market down. And maybe Nvidia is the only thing with the other semis to kind of drag the Qs up, and with a big move here for the SMH. I'm just giving you what if scenarios. We have to keep this, all of our minds open for when and if these trades happen. So as they do, you can trade them. Okay, and now here's our target for getting a nice doji candle, nice bullish reversal candle off the 8 EMA. The momentum's still up. That's our momentum indicator. And like I said, if something sets off, maybe GDP on Thursday with Powell kind of rips this market to the upside, then, again, we can stretch this out to October 10th area, that time and price cluster. But this has a much larger distance go. And I said something like 10-15%, but somebody corrected me and mentioned that I appreciate that too. I didn't want to figure it out. 6-7% from here, and that's whatever. Either way, it's lagging behind. It has a big move. Even 6-7%, whatever it is a fantastic move in IWM, and those other names will move with it. So this is a bull flag. You got this nice bull flag here, and maybe this was a triangle, and now we're just getting ABC. I don't care how you count it. Either way, we're looking for an impulse. If this is a wave, you have your 4 waves in here, this wave 4, and you get a new wave 5 going in there. Either way, doesn't matter. Speculative. Now let's go for the VIX, and we'll end this. I'll give you a sneak peek on GME. So the VIX coming into some support here. I don't know if we'll make a new low, but we have the 200 underneath that could test that out. And we'll be looking for, if we do make a new low, then we should have some bullish divergence. If not, you could still have a higher low here. But as price does potentially get a reversal coming up in the next few days to weeks, then we'll be looking for a breakout from this possible downtrend here that we have. We'll have a smaller wedge here, but ultimately this will have a downtrend line connecting as well. All right, GME. All right, starting to get a little bullish structure here. Over this 25 would be a major move. Right now it's fighting with the 50-day moving average, but a nice doji off the 8 and the 20. So those are trending and momentum indicators. Now it just needs a fight through some resistance there. And if you want the full video on this, then consider becoming an individual analysis member. So I appreciate your time here. Thanks for joining us here in Options Center. We'll talk to you soon.